You Season 4 Trailer Explained. At Netflix's Tudum event, we were given a trailer for the long-awaited return of the show You. And with it being the fourth installment of the show, it looked as though there had been a lot that had changed. So with this, I thought I'd break down and explain all that there was to take away from the trailer that was recently released. Here is You Season 4 Trailer Explained. Just to let you know, this video may contain spoilers on previous seasons of the show. The Season 4 date announcement trailer revealed a lot of information to us in terms of what we can expect to see in Season 4 of the show. It did it in a direct way, and it also did it in a subtle way with the placements of some of its shots and the dialogue that was spoken at specific times. The first thing we saw was Joe standing in what looked like it could be an apartment or an office. He stated that he wasn't the lovable bookstore manager in New York, or the shop clerk in LA, or even the doting husband in the suburbs. And he then proceeded to introduce himself as his new alias, and that was Professor Jonathan Moore, showing that he's going to be teaching at a school or university now. Judging by the ages of the students and also the terminology of the UK educational system, a professor would likely be at a university over a school. When he walked out after he was introduced to us, he was in a completely different attire to what we saw him in the opening of the trailer. He was wearing what you would expect a typical professor to wear. However, prior to this, he was putting on the outfit that he usually uses to blend into the background and stalk individuals with, showing that despite all that he'd been through, it was something that was going to continue. This outfit is important to the latter part of the trailer, as we saw him wearing his Joe Goldberg outfit behind two of the women that were shown, Marion and also the new character Kate. So I think they may be the two main love interests of choice in Season 4 of the show. As for everybody else and at all other times, he was wearing the professor outfit. Joe stated how he'd crossed the pond and he'd gone under some refinement, meaning he was a changed man and the days of longing and unrequited love were no more. This was spoken as Marion was shown to us on screen, with him following her to Paris at the end of the last season, and Season 3 of the show being focused around falling for her. It leads me to think that she'll be the main love interest and person he's fixated on still. Joe is now in the UK, so there must be something that happened between Paris and arriving in the UK for that to happen. I doubt he would have just shown himself to Marion in Paris, as he was essentially looking for her. So maybe following her has led him to the UK. We were then introduced to all of the main cast that are going to be occurring in Season 4 of the show. We heard some interesting lines being spoken where Joe said how his typical extracurriculum activities will be kept strictly professional, meaning that the stalking and murdering will likely be continuing, but only in a way for protection. He said how some people may end up falling or getting pushed to their social death. This was as we were shown Simon and Sophie, so I feel these two individuals are going to be two that are most definitely going to be killed off by him. I'm intrigued to see if he has his box in the UK as well. I imagine he most certainly will have built one. We were introduced to a character called Rhys when Joe stated one must find time to exchange ideas with like-minded colleagues. As he said this, Rhys was holding up a book titled A Good Man in a Cruel World. So Joe may find that both he and Rhys are on the same page with how they feel the world is treating them, and form some kind of bond as he himself may be like Joe. I feel if they do strike up a friendship, things will turn sour, as we've seen with all other individuals that have got entangled with Joe in the past. The final thing that we saw in the trailer after being introduced to other characters such as Gemma, Connie, Blessing, Phoebe and Adam, was Joe saying the question is, by whom? As we had him in front of Kate and also in the background of Marion, showing that he'll likely be getting entangled with Kate, and that could be public knowledge, whilst trying to keep an eye on Marion and make sure that she's safe and she's the one that he truly cares for. But she may not know. We then went on to find out that Season 4 of the show is going to be released in 2 parts, which makes me think that there are going to be 2 explosive moments in this season, just like we saw in Stranger Things this year. This could also mean that it could be the penultimate season of the show, and Season 5 could potentially be the last. We'll just have to wait and see if Joe does ever get close to being caught. I can't wait for Season 4 to be released, as it's a show that never fails to deliver, provide tension, relationships, and provide the constant conflict in your mind of why you like the character Joe despite the fact he's a horrible human being. So, there you have it. You Season 4 Trailer Explained. If you want to see more videos such as endings explained, theories and predictions, and character breakdowns, then click on the I button. Or alternatively, you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter, @brainpilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. Are you looking forward to Season 4? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.